All right, 3.6, clearing an equation of fractions. So I know that a lot of people aren't real comfortable with fractions, but what I want to show you now is how you can just get rid of them and make the problem a little easier for yourselves. So the first thing that you learned when you're adding and subtracting fractions is you were supposed to find the common denominator. Well, in the way I'm going to show you right now, you do the same thing. And the way you find your common denominator is you want a number that when you multiply 3 times something, 2 times something, 6 times something, you get the same answer. One thing you can do is factor out the numbers. So this is 3 times 1, this is 2 times 1, and this is 3 times 2. So I know I need at least 1 3 and at least 1 2. So here I need 1 3 and 1 2. So I'm pretty positive 6 is my common denominator. What I'm going to do with that common denominator is I'm going to multiply every part of the fraction, or excuse me, every part of the equation by that common denominator. So everything including the non-fraction numbers, because it wouldn't be fair if I did it for part of the people and didn't do it for all the people. All right, so now what should happen now is all your fractions should go away. So here I have 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 2 would be 4x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3x. 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 5 is 5. And here, just multiplication, 2 times 6 is 12x. Now we go through our steps that we just finished in 3.5. I'm going to go ahead and make my mirror. I have no parentheses. Don't need to do cleanup if I don't have parentheses. And then we're going to collect our like terms. So on the left side, we have 3x and 4x. They are like terms. 3 plus 4 would be 7x. On the right side, I have 5 and 12x. Now, remember candy corn and Smarties. And again, if you still haven't learned that from me, you need to come see me and ask me, what does it mean, candy corn and Smarties? You got candy corn and Smarties going on here. You can't add them together. So 5 plus 12x. Now, my next step says get the variable on the same side. Well, usually I'm going to want to get it over here. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that 12x, which is kind of counter what I usually do because I usually like to add. But in this case, I see 12 minus 12 is 0. Here's where I'm going to get a little bit of problem. 7x minus 12x. One's positive, one's negative. You subtract. I get 5x. 12 is a larger number than 7, and 12 is negative, so it's negative 5. Now I do addition, subtraction. No addition and subtraction. Then I do multiplication and division. Well, this is multiplication. Opposite operation says I need to divide. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1, and I'm left with, there we go, x on this side. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. Okay, let's go ahead and try another one of those. So now we need to come up with our common denominator. When I look at this 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. You're looking for the smallest factors you can come up with. 4 is 2 times 2. 2 is 2 times 1, and 2 is 2 times 1. You don't usually need your 1. Well, in order for this to be common, you need 1 2. Here you need 1 2. Here you need 2 of the 2's. Here I need 3 2's. If I have 3 2's, it covers it all. Okay? So, my common denominator is 8. I know that. And if you're still really struggling with finding your common denominator, come and see me. Let's sit down and do some problems and see if we can take that problem away. Because it's going to be very important that you're able to do this step all the way through algebra and even into high school next year. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. 7x on the top. Here we have an 8 on the top and the 4 on the bottom. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. Here, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 4 times 1 is 4 and x. Here, 8 divided by 2 is 4 times 3 is 12. And now I've taken away that one thing that may give you a little bit worry in a problem, and we don't like when we have to struggle. So, draw my line, and we go through our steps. No parentheses, which means no cleanup. There's no terms to collect. Candy, corn, and Smartie. Candy, corn, and Smarties. So now, we're going to go ahead and get the variable on the same side. So in this case, we got 4x and 7x. I'm going to subtract the 4x from both sides. I could subtract the 7y from both sides, but I like the subtraction problem. 7 minus 4 makes it really easy. It's easy stuff that I learned in like first grade. You probably learned in first grade. Just ignore the x, 7 minus 4. 4x minus 4x does do what I want. It goes away and I'm left with a positive 12. Now I look at my list. Oh, add and subtract. Well, here I have adding 6. Remember, your whole purpose to get the variable by itself. We need to get rid of this 6 and we need to get rid of the 3. So the opposite of adding 6 is subtracting 6. And as long as I do it to both sides, I can do whatever I want. 6 minus 6 does give me 0. So that means I have 3x on this side. Bring down the equal sign. 12 minus 6 is a positive 6. Now I look for multiplication and division. Opposite operations. This is multiplication. So the opposite would be division. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and I'm left with x. 6 on top, 3 on the bottom. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Let's go ahead and do another problem. This time, I want you to think about what the common denominator is going to be here. Think about what you can break 6 down into. When I break the 6 down, I get 2 times 3. And look, here's a 2 and a 3. So if I have 2 and 3, I should be able to cover all the parts. Again, the only other way I want you can think about it is 2 times 3 would give you 6. 3 times 2 would give you 6, so 6 is your common denominator. Multiply everything by your common denominator. Every part of the puzzle. It's not fair to do it only to some. 6 on top, 6 on the bottom. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and I'm left with 5x. If you look at this one, it's 1/2 of 6. That's another way you can look at it. But 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 1. 6 divided by 3, 6 is on the top, 3 is on the bottom. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, times 2 is 4, and there's an x there. And then there's no fraction. 6 times 4 is 24. Now I've made it just into a plain problem. I don't have to worry about fractions. I just get to go through my steps. So no parentheses, no cleanup. Collecting like terms, no, and no. Good stuff. Now I get my variable on the same side. And I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 4x from both sides. I could have subtracted 5x. It doesn't matter. 5 minus 4 gives me 1x plus the 3. 4 minus 4 does give me a 0, and I'm left with a positive 24. Now I look at addition and subtraction. This is an addition problem. Opposite of adding 3 is subtracting 3. Here I got the 0 I was hoping for, and I'm left just with x. 24 minus 3 gives me 21. Alright, so for our next problem, we're going to go partway through the problem. And just like in the last section, we're going to stop partway through. And I'm going to let you try the problem. And then the next day, I want you to come and show me how you did on the problem. So we're first looking for common denominators. And in this case, I can't do anything with 5. It's 5 times 1. 4 is 2 times 2. 10 is 5 times 2. So it looks like I need at least 1 5. I need 2 2s. If I look over here, there's already a 5, and there's 2 2s. So if I multiply that together, 5 times 2 times 2, I get 20. So my common denominator would be 20. Again, if that's not really easy for you, Then look at the numbers. What can I multiply to get all of these numbers to multiply to? 5 times 4 would be 20. 4 times 5 would be 20. 10 times 2 would be 20. So let's go ahead and multiply everything through by that 20. Here, 20 divided by 5 would be 4. 4 times 4 is 16x. Minus. Here, 20 divided by 4 would be 5. 5 times 3 is 15x. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6x. 1 times 20, 20. And now the fractions are gone. Now, I'm going to stop there, and you're going to want to go back now and go through your steps, all of your steps, starting with parentheses, clean up, collect line terms, variables on the same side, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Make sure you show me what you got done.